Let's snooze the brag, y'all.
Yep, we're gonna schmooze. President Biden and the White House announced yesterday that the expanded monthly child tax credit introduced in the $1.9 trillion COVID relief package is going to start beginning to arrive in people's bank accounts July 15th. What does this mean? It means that if you are one of the 39 million households with approximately 65 million children, about 88% of the households with children living in the United States, you're going to start getting money in your bank account on July 15th. In his joint address to Congress last month, President Biden said with two parents, two kids, that's $7,200 in the pockets you're getting to help take care of your family. And that will help more than 65 million children and help cut child care poverty in half. The expanded credit was established in the American Rescue Plan signed into law in March. In 2021, the maximum enhanced child tax credit was $3,600. Now you're not getting a tax credit, you're getting actual money in your bank. The credit is per child in each household, meaning a family with 3 children, ages 4, 8, and 12, could receive up to $800 a month. Most American families qualify for some amount of money through this child tax credit. The full credit is available to couples with filing a joint tax return up to $150,000 and individuals filing an individual tax return up to $75,000. They're basing it on the 2019 or 2020 tax returns that you filed. Now, this enhanced tax credit, and usually the tax credits was you would just pay less in taxes, or if you overpaid your taxes, you would get a tax refund. Well, now you are just getting a check mailed to you. The enhanced tax credit's going to phase out for taxpayers who make more money and cease for individuals earning $95,000 and married couples earning up to $170,000. Now, taxpayers who make more are still going to be eligible for the regular tax credit, which is $2,000 per child under the age of 17 for families making less than $200,000 or married couples making less than $400,000. So this is not in replace of the tax credit. This is an additional tax credit. And I am sure we are going to get some questions, Yo-Yo and Vanessa. And I'm going to give you the answer right now. Do I qualify if I have a green card? Do I qualify if I have a pending adjustment? Do I qualify if I have overstayed my time? And the answer is, as far as I am aware, I have never seen the IRS ever figure out who is legal, who is not legal. This is all done through the IRS. So in essence, if you filed a tax return with a Social Security number, they're not going to figure out what your status is here. Expect a check in your bank.
It's a gem. Put that in your pocket, squad.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Now, unfortunately for me, my children are now 20 and 18.
They out of here.
Damn.
Only this happened a couple of years back.
And unfortunately for Yo-Yo, you have no children.
Nada.
Damn.
I know. I was like, free money in the account. I don't have any.
And Nesquik, unfortunately, you also don't have any children.
She's like, not my problem.
Damn. That's another damn.
So nothing for all three of us.
No, we're 3-time losers here. Damn. You're like, damn.
Right, it is. I'm like, damn, 7,000, that's real good.
That's it.
But you know, I'm actually really happy about that though, because a lot of people do need that. I just really hope that they use it for the kids, you know, because I don't want to see no big screen TVs, no elaborate trips just for the parents. I want y'all to use it for the kids, y'all.
I hope so. I mean, if you have a family of 3 kids and you're a joint filer earning less than $150,000, you're going to get $800 in your bank account every month.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Wow. That's really good.
That's pretty good. Meanwhile, Brooklyn Center City, that's Minneapolis. That is the place where it all began last year. We don't have to go through it all again, but the city council voted 4-1 Saturday afternoon to dramatically reduce the power of its police department in a sweeping new measure. Now, Brooklyn Center is a suburb of Minneapolis where Daunte Wright died after being shot on April 11th by an officer who said she thought she was holding her taser. Mayor Mike Elliott said in a written statement issued by the city, quote, "Our community has made it clear that it is time for real, transformative change that is going to keep everyone in our city safe. The Daunte Wright and Kobe Dimmock Heisler Community Safety and Violence Prevention Resolution says the city will create an unarmed department to handle all incidences where a city resident is primarily experiencing a medical, mental health, disability-related, or other behavioral or social need." This, I believe, Yo-Yo and Vanessa, is what they reference to defund the police. This is not no police.
Exactly.
All right.
Which is not what we want.
I don't think there's, I mean, maybe there's some crazy fringe people out there who really don't want police, but I would say 99 out of 100 people want police. And they want to live in safety. And there is a need, absolute need for police.
Correct.
But when you say defund the police, make the police do police work and don't let the police do social worker work. So here is a situation where they're going to test it out. I hope it works, because if it does, it will be a model for the rest of the United States of America. The police are no longer going to be handling any medical situation. They're not going to be handling any mental health situation, any disability-related situation, or any behavioral or social need situation. That is all going to go to a new unarmed force that is trained to deal with these situations. All emergency calls in these incidences are going to be routed to a new community response department instead of the police department. And additionally, under this new law, traffic enforcement is going to be handled by a separate force that is also unarmed. So police are no longer going to deal with your traffic tickets. The measure says police officers are not going to be allowed to make arrests or conduct searches for any non-moving traffic infraction, non-felony offenses, non-felony warrants, with police only allowed to issue citations in these cases. Going forward, the new Department of Community Safety and Violence Prevention will have an independent director. All emergency agencies, including the police and the fire departments, will be under the director's authority, and the new department is going to be monitored by civilians.
The simple fact that, we actually came up with a solution that we're trying to try out, I feel like defund, at least from me, that's what I meant with defund the police. So I'm happy that we actually are putting a foot forward and trying new things. So hopefully it does work.
I really wish they would have used the term to rethink the police. Let's rethink police priorities or something like that. When you say defund the police, it always makes people think you don't want police, you just want anarchy, which I don't think anybody was ever really saying. I mean, maybe a few people, but 99.99% were not. Unfortunately, the Republicans used it against Democrats to say, you see, they don't want police. They want anarchy in the streets. According to a copy of a plan obtained by CNN ahead of its release this week, 15 unions that represent law enforcement officers across the United States in response to the police killing of George Floyd have endorsed a blueprint for policing that includes a major shift in the way unions protect bad cops. Floyd's death last May brought renewed attention to the idea of active bystanders, which is a new concept in law enforcement which calls for officers to intervene when they see something wrong. That blue code of silence, many times where officers are guilted or bullied into not saying anything because they have to support their other police officer, that is also now being reevaluated. Other industries and trade unions have developed programs teaching colleagues to intervene when they see another worker behaving poorly. A committee convened by the AFL-CIO, International Brotherhood of Teamsters and Service Employees International Union, Friday approved the plan that calls on more than 250,000 law enforcement members, more than 100,000 members in police-adjacent professions to intervene when they see another union member doing something wrong. What do you think of that? It's also positive news. If you're saying reform the police, rethink the police, let's do the police better, let's make the police be on our side. Too many times it's us versus them, them versus us. If the police see somebody, the police are there for us. So if the police see somebody doing something wrong to us, the other police have to speak up.
Right. Do you feel like this is going to like create some kind of almost like, because, you know, now it's taken away a lot of, you know, the duties from police, and, you know, some police officers actually became police officers to do these duties. Do you feel like it's going to create some kind of a friction, or like they're going to feel some type of way about this and maybe take it out, still be taking it out on minorities or innocent people?
I'm not sure about that. I was more concerned that people who wanted to be police officers, whether policeman or a policewoman, who want to go join the police force may now be rethinking this profession. You know, it's getting a very bad rap. I want to do good. You know, everybody always goes in wanting to do good. When you get into the grind of it, that
when it becomes corrupt.
Right.
Like, yeah.
So, you know, maybe a lot of good officers and good people are now maybe rethinking their profession. So that's a concern for me. I'm not
I think about that.
I don't, it's possible what, you know, I haven't given thought. I have to give thought to what you said. I didn't think about it before,
like,
but you happen to be right, I think. I would have to give some more thought to that.
Think about like the ones that have been in the force for so long, you know what I mean, 20, 30 years, and, you know, this is what they know. So it's like, now you're like, oh, you guys are complaining so much, now you took away my job, this is what I do, this is what I love. And whether they're corrupt or not, you know, I feel like they will feel some type of way. I just don't want them to, you know, feel some type of way to where they take it out and are extra mean whenever they get the little chance to be. You feel me? That's all I'm thinking about.
I hear what you're saying. I think it all goes back to training. I mean, if people are trained well in their job.
You said that. Yeah.
You know, in New York, for example, you need more hours of training to be a barber than you do to get a license to be a barber than you do to be a police officer.
Wild. That's wild.
So when we start training police officers like barbers, then, you know, maybe they wouldn't act like you would think they would, Yo-Yo.
Right.
Meanwhile, for years, the United States government has largely ignored reports of mysterious flying objects seen moving through restricted military airspace, but is now slowly beginning to acknowledge that UFOs, which Pentagon refers to as the unidentified aerial phenomenon, are real. You believe this, Yo-Yo and Vanessa?
You know, we've had this conversation.
Now, recently, the United States military has confirmed the authenticity of several videos and images showing encounters with UFOs, fueling questions about what the Pentagon knows and if there are any green men being held in New Mexico. Next month, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence and other agencies are scheduled to deliver an unclassified report on UFOs to Congress. The Defense Department's watchdog is also set to examine how the Pentagon has handled reports of UFOs. Now, a source with knowledge has told CNN earlier this month that there's going to be more inquiries announced in the near future on how these encounters are being handled. Now, here's a few facts I want to throw out at you, Yo-Yo and Vanessa. Fact. A UFO is a flying object that looks and moves unlike an airplane. Fact. Here's another fact.
How's it a fact if we don't know if they're real or not? Like, they're not.
But I'm telling you, if it's in my card, it's a fact.
Right.
It's a fact, and it moves like it does not move like an aircraft.
Okay.
Here's another fact. There have been numerous UFO sightings in recent years, but the military has only verified a few. Fact.
verified a few.
Only a few of the many. Many have gone unverified. Fact.
Okay.
Last month, the Pentagon confirmed the authenticity of photos and video taken by a Navy personnel in 2019 that appeared to show a triangle-shaped, unidentified flying object blinking and moving through the clouds. Fact. A triangle going through the clouds must be from another world. We don't make triangle airplanes here, do we?
No, we don't. No, we don't. So what's the reason for the Pentagon coming out and like doing this now? So I don't understand like why now? Like
because it's been I think there's been so much speculation at some point. You know, they even wanted to storm. Remember, and like hundreds of thousands, Area 51,
Area 51,
51, 59. I would have went to the wrong area. I would have went to Area 59. They would have said, "Come on in." It's Area 51. That's the one they wanted to storm. So many people are talking about it on social media, and by the way, wouldn't that be great if like this little green guy comes and gives the report to Congress next week? I have come to give the report.
I'm here for it. I'll be here for it. Oh my God.
Now, Luis Elenzado, the former head of classified Department of Defense program to research potential UFOs, told CNN in 2017 that he believes that there is compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
Okay.
What do you think is going to be in this report next week? Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, one sentence that you're going to see in that report that's going to surprise everybody. Tell us right now.
8-foot 8-foot aliens that they have in Area 51.
Vanessa Nesquik Contreras, one sentence that you're going to see in that report that's going to surprise you in the UFO report next week.
They've been here all along.
Donald Trump Jr. was born on Jupiter. It's going to be in the report. He is not from this earth.
Could not be.
He is not from this earth.
Fact.
That's fact.
Meanwhile, talking about facts, let's talk coronavirus quickly. According to our friends at the Johns Hopkins University, the United States has reported more than 32.9 million COVID cases, coming close to 600,000 deaths, 586,000 people dead. Nearly 48% of the people in the United States has received at least one vaccine shot, and about 37%, more than a third of the people in the United States of America, are fully vaccinated. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention analysis released today, vaccination rates in the United States are lower in rural counties than in the urban ones. Cities and states are trying to find creative ways to incentivize the shots. So if you live in Ohio, you really have no excuse not to get a COVID shot, because on Tuesday, Ohio began registering the Vaccination lottery, a chance to claim $1 million in a lottery every week. And the only way to enter is to get vaccinated. It's called the Vaccination lottery. I am telling you the truth. It's for the next 5 weeks. You could win $1 million every week. All you got to do is get jabbed in the arm.
That's crazy.
Vanessa Nesquik Contreras, will you be driving to Ohio in the next 5 weeks for the Vaccination lottery?
I can't say that's going to be me, Brad.
That will not be you. Now, drugs for the lottery designed to combat vaccine hesitancy are scheduled to take place every Wednesday on TV. Five lucky people are going to be vaccinated against COVID and walk away with $1 million. It's tea time. It's Tea Time Tuesday.
I got mine right here.
Ariana Grande, straight off her devastating loss of breaking up with her boyfriend Pete Davidson, she's getting married.
What?
Yeah. Hysterical over Pete Davidson last year, getting married this year to a gentleman by the name of Dalton Gomez.
What?
Dalton Gomez.
I'm not gonna hold you. I just don't ever understand celebrity love life and it's not for us to understand because it comes out of nowhere, and I'm like, wait, what? I didn't even know she had a boyfriend.
I didn't even know either. I don't even know who Dalton Gomez is. Is he like? Does he have like the #1 record in America, and I don't know who he is?
I don't know who he. I thought that
No,
was
Dalton Gomez. Dalton Gomez does
like
not have the
Screech.
#1 record in America. In fact, he's not even a celebrity. He's a 25-year-old real estate agent, and in December,
Whoa.
Ariana posted a photo of her ring along with the caption, "Forever and then some."
Okay.
They started dating in January and spent the pandemic social distancing at her LA home. Grande shared a collection of personal photos with Gomez in early April. She captioned the romantic snaps, "My heart, my person, thank you so much for being you."
It's just so different from like her past boyfriends, because like we know about Big Sean, we know about Pete Davidson, we know about Mac Miller who passed away, and like it's just it's weird that she had such a public, love life, and all of a sudden, well, maybe that's that's what she chose in order to keep her mess out of the tabloids and stuff, and that's what made them happy.
Vanessa, do you have a question to ask the Magic 8 Ball about Ariana Grande's marriage to what's the guy's name? To
not what's the guy's name? That's
what's his name?
Gomez.
Dalton Gomez. Do you have a question? Dalton Gomez. Do you have a question for the Magic 8 Ball?
I think the only question we're all asking here is, will they make it?
Magic 8 Ball. Ariana Grande, very famous Grammy Award-winning artist, marrying an absolute nobody as it turns into a celebrity. Some guy on real estate who's younger than him. Maybe he's successful, maybe he's not. But but nobody's ever heard of this guy before. Will they make it? Will they make it forever? Is this
They look like a teenage couple?
Is this Ariana Grande's true love? Magic 8 Ball. Magic 8 Ball says yes. As I see it, yes, they're going to make it. The Magic 8 Ball has spoken. Ariana Grande and Dalton Gomez.
There you have it.
There you have it.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. Meanwhile, Matthew McConaughey. All right. You know where that's from? Dazed and Confused, his famous movie Dazed and Confused.
God, there you go.
Yeah, he's thinking of running for governor of Texas come 2022 as a Democrat. And right now, according to the polls, he's in the lead. Nobody knows what he stands for other than he loves the Lincoln. Okay? And, any guy who could drive a Lincoln and do that commercial is going to get votes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sure his looks will definitely add to people joining his team.
Do you think if he runs for governor, he would win? Having absolutely not having any idea what he stands for.
I think so. Like I said, looks, I'm not going to hold you. Looks help out a lot. We always hear about JFK. What you hear about? You always hear about his looks. Whenever you talk about Obama, they talk about their looks. I feel like some people will actually follow him because of his looks. And of course, stardom. Like, how the hell did Arnold Schwarzenegger become a governor?
What about Ronald Reagan? Even Donald Trump was a celebrity before he became president.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
People, like when I feel like when celebrities cross over to politicians, they use their stardom to their favor, and it works.
Yeah. And by the way, McConaughey, I'm going to quote him. And by the way, this sounds like something he would be saying in his Lincoln car commercials. Okay? It sounds like he's driving down the road. Okay? Just picture him. Just leave that picture up. Go back to the Lincoln picture. Go back to the Lincoln picture. All right, just picture him.
That beat?
Yeah, picture him driving down the road.
That's his campaign pic.
And this is what he says into the camera. And I'm looking now into what is my leadership role, because I do think I have some things to teach and share. What is my role? What is my category in my next chapter of life? As he drives right down in his Lincoln. Now, you want to know something?
Into the sunset.
Into the sunset. You want to know something interesting about, those Lincoln commercials? when he started those Lincoln commercials about a decade ago, 1 month after he started those commercials, Lincoln sales rose 25%. So people love Matthew McConaughey.
There you go.
Vanessa Nesquik-Contreras, do you have anything to ask the Magic 8 Ball about Matthew McConaughey's run for governor in 2022?
Will he do it for the people?
Will Matthew McConaughey, Magic 8 Ball,
Good question.
will he do it for the people? Is he a man of the people, Magic 8 Ball? Matthew McConaughey.
He's going to be a Democrat in Texas, right?
Magic 8 Ball says outlook's not so good.
Ooh.
Magic 8 Ball not in favor of the Matthew McConaughey run for governor in
I don't know why.
2022.
I feel good about him.
You
I
do.
don't know why.
You do.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too. I don't know. I'm a sucker for Matthew McConaughey.
You are a sucker.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to tell you
He
something.
already won us.
I'm going to tell you something. Maybe you should. You should change your what is it? Your like little informational thing on your Instagram under your thing. You're like, I'm a sucker for Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah. That definitely be my log on.
Yeah, you're like your little about me. I'm a sucker for Matthew McConaughey. Meanwhile, the singer The Weeknd, Yo, donated $1 million.
Ethiopian.
You know about this?
He's Ethiopian.
To help feed. I thought he was Canadian, but I guess he's Ethiopian descent.
Well, he's from Canada, but
right. He's originally Ethiopian.
I didn't know he was Ethiopian. We love The Weeknd.
I didn't know he was Ethiopian. I just knew Canadian. The Weeknd.
Yep.
Aha! Fact. Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. If it's in my card, it's a fact because we have fact checkers here at Brad Show Live. That's why I said this is a fact. The Weeknd, who is of Ethiopian descent,
Yes.
partnered with World Food Program USA, a UN World Food Program affiliate, to send over $1 million towards relief for the North African country. The Weeknd's money is going to provide the equivalent of 2 million meals for citizens. And I'm going to quote The Weeknd. He says, "My heart breaks for my people of Ethiopia as innocent civilians ranging from small children to the elderly are being senselessly murdered and entire villages are being displaced out of fear and destruction. Ethiopia has been in a bitter battle with its own people since November when Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed ordered an attack on the Tigray People's Liberation Front, the ruling party in the northern part of the region. There's major civil war going on there."
Yeah. That's really big. I mean, it's always awesome to be able to give back to your people. Even myself, like having a TV show out there from 2010 to 2018 and going back and actually helping and, giving back and, just making a difference. Just little old me, it felt great. So I already know he's like on a different high to help that many people.
And by the way, not only has he done this for Ethiopia, but he also changed this year the way the Grammys are going to be nominated for next year. They are dropping the secretive nomination committees after The Weeknd called the award show corrupt this year when he did not receive a single nomination. The Recording Academy, which oversees the Grammys, announced the changes to the award show. It's getting rid of these secret committees that select artists to be nominated in each category. The Academy says the changes are to ensure the awards show rules are transparent and equitable. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.